They bullied the mechanic's daughter. Then she became the hero. Lily had never known what an easy life felt like. Every morning before the sun even rose, she woke up inside a tiny apartment above her father's old mechanic shop on the edge of town. The walls shook whenever large trucks passed outside, and the smell of oil, gasoline, and metal filled the rooms almost every single day. While most teenagers her age spent mornings checking social media or eating breakfast with their families, Lily spent hers helping her father open the garage before school. Her father, Daniel, worked harder than anyone Lily had ever known. His hands were always covered in grease, small cuts, and burns from years of fixing broken engines. Even after working 12 or 14 hours a day, he still smiled every time he looked at his daughter. One day, he always told her, "People will respect your heart more than money." Lily believed him. But school made it difficult. The moment she walked through the school doors each morning, the whispering started. "Look, the mechanic girl is here. She probably smells like gasoline again. Did she wear the same hoodie all week?" Some students laughed openly while others secretly took pictures of her old shoes and faded backpack. A few popular girls even made fake videos online mocking Lily's clothes and the tiny apartment above the mechanic shop. But Lily never fought back. Not because she was weak. Because she knew her father was sacrificing everything just to keep their lives together, and she refused to make his struggles feel embarrassing. If you respect hardworking parents, hit like right now. At lunch, Lily usually sat alone near the cafeteria window. She quietly ate homemade sandwiches wrapped in napkins while groups of students laughed loudly nearby. Sometimes she overheard cruel comments. "One day she'll probably work in that dirty shop too. She'll never leave this town." One afternoon, things became even worse. As Lily carried her lunch tray toward her table, one of the popular girls intentionally bumped into her shoulder. Juice spilled across Lily's hoodie while food crashed onto the cafeteria floor. The entire room exploded with laughter. Someone recorded the moment on their phone. Another student shouted, "Post it online!" Lily felt tears forming in her eyes, but instead of yelling, she quietly knelt down and cleaned the mess herself while everyone watched. Deep inside, she heard her father's voice again. "Your heart decides who you become." That night, after school, Lily returned to the mechanic shop like always. Rain hammered against the garage roof while Daniel worked underneath an old pickup truck, trying to finish repairs before midnight. Lily sat at the front desk doing homework while organizing receipts and cleaning tools. Suddenly, Daniel cried out in pain. Lily rushed over and saw blood dripping from his hand after a sharp piece of metal sliced his skin deeply. Without panicking, Lily grabbed the first aid kit, cleaned the wound carefully, wrapped his hand tightly, and helped him sit down. Daniel stared at her proudly. "You stay calm when everyone else panics," he said softly. "That's a rare gift." Lily smiled, not realizing those words would soon change everything. A few weeks later, the school announced a huge science presentation. Parents, teachers, and students gathered inside the auditorium while cameras recorded the event for the school website. Mr. Bennett, the science teacher, stood proudly on stage preparing a chemistry demonstration involving heat and pressure. The room buzzed with excitement. Meanwhile, several students continued whispering jokes about Lily sitting quietly in the back row. Then suddenly, everything changed. In the middle of the presentation, Mr. Bennett stopped speaking. The chemical container slipped from his hand. His face turned pale, and before anyone understood what was happening, he collapsed hard onto the stage floor. The entire auditorium erupted into chaos. Students screamed, teachers panicked, parents jumped out of their seats. Some students pulled out phones instead of helping, others froze in fear. "Call 911!" someone shouted. But nobody moved fast enough. Then Lily stood up. Without hesitation, she ran toward the stage while the crowd stared in shock. She remembered every lesson her father had taught her during emergencies at the garage. Kneeling beside Mr. Bennett, she carefully checked his breathing and pulse while keeping her voice calm. "He's still breathing," she told the teachers. "Move back and give him space." Her confidence stunned everyone. Lily loosened the teacher's tie, kept his airway clear, and instructed another student to call emergency services immediately. Minutes felt like hours as she stayed beside him while the entire auditorium watched silently. Finally, paramedics rushed inside. After checking Mr. Bennett, one paramedic looked directly at Lily and said something nobody expected. If she hadn't acted this